Hi, friends. I'm Emily Lay, and you're listening to the Simplified podcast. If you're looking to simplify your life and organize your home, then you are in the right place. Every week, I invite you to explore practical ways to organize and automate the complicated parts of life so you can focus on what truly matters most. I don't know about you, but I love me some cute office supplies. And if you think legal pads have to be boring and yellow, well, let me introduce you to Simplified's. Our Simplified Blue legal pad set is the perfect addition to your desk or workspace. This set has 2 legal pads, and each one has 100 pages of thick, white, beautiful paper. There's even a blank space where you can write your name or any other notes you'd like. This super cute legal pad set, along with more cute accessories that are perfect for your desk, are available right now at emilylay.com. Have you ever stopped and thought about how on earth you got to where you are today? Would your 12-year-old self ever believe the life you're living? Or your 22-year-old self? Heck, maybe even your 32-year-old self would be in awe of it all? You dreamed about having a kid. Now you have 3. You wanted your very own home to raise those kids in, and you woke up there this morning. At work, you saw a role in another department where you knew you'd shine, and now you head that whole department. You hit the milestones, you got the things, you celebrated, and yet it feels like something's missing. Or maybe you're the opposite. Maybe you're working hard for the things you thought you wanted, and you've had your hand outstretched for months, for years, trying your hardest to grab it, but it still seems out of reach, and you're wondering if those things were even for you in the first place. You feel like you're coming to a new place in your life, you just don't know what it is, and you find yourself asking, what's next? And it feels so confusing. You feel a little bad asking that question. You think, what's next? How could you even say that? You have so much, more than you ever dreamed of, more than you deserve. Who are you to ask for more? Who are you to ask for something different? And yet, you still feel the itch that maybe, just maybe, it's time for a change. But what needs to change? Now that, you're not quite sure of yet. One of the hardest things in the world for humans is to deal with change. Some people think the hard part of change is when you have to start doing something differently than you did it before. But I think the hard part comes a lot earlier than that. Honestly, I think the hardest part of change is recognizing that we need one altogether. It's processing that the status quo is no longer going to cut it. And it's up to us to change something because we are the adults and no one is going to do it for us. Well, to that, especially when you're busy, which, come to think of it, we're all busy. It's not like when you were 17 and all you had to worry about was finishing your term paper and making sure you were on time to your shift at the ice cream shop. There's so much more to think about and care about now. You don't have time for a change. But sometimes a change is the best thing for us, even if it's scary, even if you don't have all the details worked out, even if you think you don't have time for it, even if it feels very uncomfortable, even when you didn't ask for it. I think I have reached my own what's next moment. And it's a weird place to be, I will be honest. I bet you remember a few weeks ago when I was talking about turning 40 and I realized my life was filled with so many of the things I dreamed about when I was 25. That was the year I kind of decided, not necessarily on purpose or all at once, but I still thought, hey, I'm going to get married and I'm going to start my own business. That was wild. A lot of times in business, I'm a fly by the seat of your pants kind of girl. I operate on a combination of gut instinct and experience, sprinkled with a little bit of hustle and grind on top of that. I still can't believe that something I dreamed up and worked on in our spare bedroom has made its way into your hands. I can't believe the planners I used to ship from our dining room find their way to you from our warehouse, our very own warehouse, right down the street. I can't believe I'm talking to you from a microphone in my office while you vacuum your playroom for the umpteenth time. I pinch myself when I walk into a bookstore and see the words I wrote while I sipped lukewarm coffee at Starbucks every night after putting baby twins to bed. Those words are now wrapped in pretty book covers on bookstore shelves. I am in awe of this business that Team Simplified and I have built together. And I'm also wondering, what's next? When you're 25, you don't really know what you're signing up for. With business, with romance, with parenthood, you've never been an entrepreneur. How would you know what it's like to stay on the phone with the bank for 6 hours and fill out page after page of a police report because someone found their way inside your business bank account and stole 5 figures of cash you saved for your next order? I digress. You've never been a parent. How could you know how to do the tricky dance of helping little ones find their gifts and strengths and fill their curiosities in a world where it is a little too easy to get information? And you want them to feel like they can do and be anything, but you also want to protect them from the things they're just not ready for yet. How could you know what it's like to feel like your attention is so divided that you feel like you're not doing anything well, that nothing you're doing is really good enough? How could you know what it's like to be 40 and look into the next chapter of your life and feel like you're staring at a blank page? Now, hear me when I say that a blank page is an exciting thing for me. I'm a writer, after all. I look at a blank page and I see nothing but possibility. But in order to fill a blank page, you know what I need? Space. Space to get quiet and think for a minute about what I want to fill the page with. And last fall, when I stared at this big blank page in my life, that's what I realized. I needed some space.
Did you know the average person is paying for 12 subscriptions? Now take a sec and think about yours. Are you actually using every subscription you're paying for? If you're ready to hit cancel on a few, Rocket Money can help you out with just a few taps. Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill, is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Over 80% of people have subscriptions they forget about, like that streaming service you bought to watch one show on, or that free trial that you never even used. Rocket Money will quickly and easily identify your subscriptions for you so you can stop paying for the ones you don't want. I have a confession to make. I am a free trial queen. Can I try free shipping for a couple weeks on your wine website? I'm there. Can I watch your shows for 7 days? Sign me up. But I'm terrible at remembering to cancel these things before the trial's up. But Rocket Money found these subscriptions, canceled them in just a few taps, and I was able to save $60 just like that. So easy and so worth it. So stop throwing your money away, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/simplified. That's rocketmoney.com/simplified. rocketmoney.com/simplified. As spring makes its way into the world, it's the perfect time for a fresh start, and that includes your financial planning. If you've been meaning to get life insurance, now's the time. And with Fabric by Gerber Life, it's quick and easy to help protect your family's future. Fabric was designed by parents for parents to help you get a high-quality, surprisingly affordable term life insurance policy in less than 10 minutes. In fact, you could be offered coverage instantly with no health exam required. Plus, Fabric's new lower prices could mean potentially significant savings over other providers, with quality policies like $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day. And with 1,600 5-star reviews on Trustpilot, this is coverage you can feel good about. So protect your family today with Fabric by Gerber Life. Apply today in just 10 minutes at meetfabric.com/simplified. That's meetfabric.com/simplified. MEET fabric.com/simplified. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company. Not available in certain states. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions. Listen, I don't know about you, but space is at a premium in our house. The last thing I want to do is clutter up my cabinets with a bunch of plastic laundry jugs, especially since 91% of those jugs don't get recycled. But I just discovered my favorite new laundry brand, and it's called Earth Breeze. This may sound dramatic, but I promise it's not. Earth Breeze has really made the whole concept of detergent just better. The packaging is compact, biodegradable, and plastic-free, and their eco sheets have a powerful clean that's safe for sensitive skin. I saw Earth Breeze at a farmer's market a few weeks ago, and I could not get over how compact this stuff is. It's like a manila-sized envelope filled with sheets, but it's actually laundry detergent. And y'all, they really work. They dissolve 100% in any wash cycle, hot or cold. No measuring or mess, just toss them in. It could not be easier. Plus, when we travel, I can easily pack these into luggage so we can do laundry wherever we go. What a win. Guys, now's the time to try Earth Breeze because right now our listeners can subscribe and save 40%. Go to earthbreeze.com/simplified to get started. That's earthbreeze.com/simplified for 40% off. earthbreeze.com/simplified.
For the last year, I'd say, Team Simplified and I have been dreaming about the next phase of our business and the kinds of tools we want to place in your hands. And y'all, I cannot tell you how excited I am for the days ahead. I think you're going to love what we've been dreaming up for you. And the team of women I work with has grown into such a force. From ideating to creating to painting to marketing, accounting, fulfilling, and running this business, they are so good and so capable. For me, the best way to run this company is to hire people who have integrity and who are really great at their jobs and stand back while they do their thing. Sure, I speak into it a little bit, but for the most part, I just watch them shine while they do what they're so good at. It's really fun. And these days, my job has shifted a bit from being in the weeds to taking on a role that's more like chief navigator. As a leader, I help our team shape the tools and the messages we're putting out to the world. I set the direction of where we want to go. If we were explorers, for example, I guess I would be the captain looking at the compass and back to the horizon, deciding which direction we want to sail. And lately, I've been looking at the compass and I can't quite figure out where we want to go in my life or in business. When you've been in the weeds for so long, it's hard to take a step back and look at the field and see where you want to plant next. So what do you do when you reach a what's next moment? Maybe you sit, you think, you pray, you write. You set aside time to think about who you are and the person you want to be. What does her life look like? Whose life does it resemble? Is it someone you know, someone you can talk to about how they got there? Are there small steps you can put into place today to help you start walking toward where you want to go? The good news is you can always take a step back if you need to. You can dip your toe in the water and decide, nope, don't like this, and try something else. Right now, I am in the middle of my what's next moment. You may notice on social that I've been pretty quiet. It's kind of like when I write my books. When I create something, I just need a little space to think. And instead of doing that for a book this time, I'm doing it for me. I'm investing in my own chapters to see what comes to the surface. I'm excited, I'm nervous, but more than anything, I am filled with hope for the days ahead. And sister, if you find yourself in this place too, please know you're not alone. The world exists in seasons after all. Summer doesn't last forever, but neither does winter. And that's what we're seeing right now, isn't it? What lays fallow for a while comes back bursting with color. And that's what I'm counting on for both of us. As we close out this episode, I'm going to say a little blessing for you as we leave this time together and get back to our days. If you are wondering what's next for you, I hope you have the chance to dream again. I hope the possibilities stretch as wide as an ocean horizon. I hope you find life and love in the waiting and wondering, and that your next steps are guided by courage and hope. I wish the best for your next chapter as you keep discovering who it was you were made to be. As always, I like to leave a little tip to help you put what we talked about today into practice. So here's your task for this week. It can be so hard to think about making a change. It might make you feel as awkward and unsure as you did in middle school. And you know what? You're not the only one feeling this way, and that's okay. I bet there are so many people you interact with every day who are trying to navigate their own changing seasons. They might feel as unsure as you do, and they may show those unpleasant feelings in unpleasant ways. They might appear grumpy or stressed or sad. And you know what you can do to help them? Give them a bit of grace. Take everything with a grain of salt and try to believe that really, truly, people are doing the best they can. Because you never know what hard battle someone is fighting when they cut you off in traffic. And that is what I tell myself anyway. Thanks for listening to the Simplified podcast. I hope today's episode gave you more calm and direction as you think about your own what's next moment. You can find show notes for this episode at emilylay.com/podcast, where you can check out links and resources I mentioned here, and you can shop the Simplified brand of planners and products. You can also find my latest book called Sure as the Sunrise, 100 Morning Meditations on God's Mercy and Delight, right now wherever you buy books. And hey, if you want these kinds of great conversations in your life every week, then you should go follow our show. It'll show up right in your phone. Talk about automated. Till next time, thanks for listening. Bye.